Hi everyone. So one of the things that we're going to take a look at today is some Garand Rifleman gameplay. And this is going to be an analysis series, so I'm going to continue making these types of videos moving forward. One of the main misconceptions in PS is that one individual can't have a big impact on a game. Now on the contrary, one player can either break a game, for example by driving an MSP on point, or by stacking up a lot of small victories to open pathways for win conditions for their team. The idea that lone wolfing is wrong and squads need to stick together is simply wrong. It is equally important to have single high skill players flank, not only to find spawns, but also to stop reinforcement lines and to sneak up on entrenched positions on defense, and by flanking offensive players and blindsiding them. This game is about creating space, taking control of zones, and once you encroach on space, you battle over the space. For example, if you take out a rally or an FOB or MSP, you're removing space and taking over that space. So you're forcing the enemy to recede back, and then you're reclaiming control, or they're reclaiming control over that area. So with that being said, we're going to go straight into some gameplay so we can analyze what I did here and how I opened up space for my team to take the point when most of them had no idea that this was happening and a single player was impacting the game this much on offense. So here's our Garand gameplay analysis. Now, as you can see, this is starting off on the map. This is on Vigo, and we're playing offense. You can see my squad is mostly located in this area. Now, this is my second time spawning on this MSP. Originally, this MSP was down here, and I had moved it up all the way to Hoovel and parked it in the back. And I used this opportunity to scout the area and find information, know exactly what they're doing and what they're up to and where their spawns are. Now, this is an MSP over here. On my first spawn after I had parked this MSP, I had walked all the way here and I found their MSP. Now, generally, after you've played this game for many hours, you're going to be finding a lot of the common areas of where they place spawns. So, for example, on this map, common areas for spawns are MSPs here, FOBs in this area here, and then also over here as well, inside the swamp area and over here. And sometimes they'll go a bit further back behind the outskirts and they'll place MSPs back here and run over from here. So you do get very familiar with certain areas of where they place spawns. This is another popular area for spawns. So it's all about process of elimination and understanding where they're spawning from, where they're running from, and using the anthill concept where you see lines of infantry and therefore you know exactly where they are. Now, on the first time that I had parked this MSP and walked over and found this MSP over here, I had run into an MG along this road, and the MG actually killed me. So that already put it in my mind that there's an MG placed somewhere either along here or he had moved towards the point. Now what you're going to see is, after I unpause this, exactly what happens next, which is I realize that I need to start making space for my squad and for my team to get on point. And I realize that a lot of our team is bunched up over here and nobody's really opening up the back for them on defense. So we're just going to go ahead and I'm going to fast forward this a little bit so you can see exactly what's happening. Okay, so we're just going to go back a bit and okay, now I heard the MG up in these windows, and simultaneously I also hear my squad saying that there's an MG holding them down and making it hard for them to cross out of the woods into the point. Okay, so you can see right there, I told them the MG is dead. That's been pinning you down. You can see here on the map, this is where my squad is. And this guy was sitting here and he's just spraying down the squads. He has a full vision of this area of when they're trying to cross the ravine here and get into the back area of Town Hall. So he was actually pinning down 2 full squads by himself. So when I mentioned about victory conditions, this is one of them. You're just stacking up minor victories. It's death by 1,000 cuts. And the more minor victories that you stack up, eventually allows you to take the point. So that's the first MG that I take out. And now I've opened up a bit of space, as I mentioned earlier on, for my team to start taking their own space. Did they move MSP? Okay, now pause here. The next thing that I'm going to notice is I'm going to look straight down towards Town Hall, and I see this barricade over here. And that already gives me information. Why? And I also see this rifleman right here. So what I'm seeing is these riflemen, they're running towards, or the infantry rather, they're running towards this barricade area into the Town Hall, and they're able to shoot onto my team who are coming out of the woods in the southeast area. So my team is trying to cross, and me as a single rifleman, I realize that I have to make an impact here and start to open up this space for my team to get on into the Town Hall area. So I just killed 2 riflemen, and they have not noticed me yet. And I'm going to use this opportunity to do something big for my team to help take the point. Now here's another victory condition. After I take some of those riflemen out, I spot a Logi truck driver. You can see he's full of supplies. So this is really important because this moment was very opportunistic. Just by getting back into this area by myself, I was able to find this Logi guy, which I would have not have found if I was pushing with my team. This guy would have put a fob down. It would have allowed their team to keep spawning and keep reinforcing the point, and we may have actually lost this game because we would have just kept facing their infantry back and forth, and they would have just kept respawning as a result. So this actually bought our team a lot of time and allowed us to take the point. And again, this is what I talk about when I talk about small victories. If I don't take out this Logi guy, the entire dynamic of the game changes, and he's allowed to put up a fob as a result. Okay, so here's what I'm about to do next. So far, I've gone and killed the MG in the window. Secondly, I've killed the Logi guy who was about to set up a fob. And now, I'm about to open up more space for my team because I have an angle that my team doesn't have, my squad doesn't have, and the other squad don't have. And that is to throw smokes right onto this barricade, which I had spotted earlier. So that's 2 smokes that I just placed on that barricade, and I've just made it impossible for them to fire out of that small bunker onto my team as they're pushing up. So that's what I mean by opening up space for the team. So now I hear a second MG. So there's another MG pinning the team down and making it hard for them to cross. Now I actually end up going into the wrong building here originally, which you can see I don't find him, and I realize he's in the next building over. I tell them that there's a rally in comms, and there it is. So now we've gone from killing the first MG, killing the Logi who was going to set up a fob, and now I found a rally and I smoked off the bunker for my team. So think about how much impact you can have as a single player in terms of opening up the point for multiple squads to move in on point. And most of the squads have no idea that this is happening in the background. And a lot of times I end up getting into debates with people because they think that you can't win by just being a single player and lone wolfing and flanking, but they don't realize how important it is to have somebody do this in this game and open up the point for the team to push in. Okay, so that's a rally destroyed and another MG destroyed as a result. I communicate to them that they can push in. And now I'm just disrupting the reinforced lines. I'm killing all the infantry that are running up from anywhere else and making it really hard for them to get on point so my team can push in. Okay, so now I've basically completely taken over the sector, right? As I mentioned, I took out the Logi, took out the 2 MGs, took out the Rally, and I took out multiple infantry. I took out an STG, I took out 3 separate riflemen, I took out that Gewehr that you just saw a second ago, and I start sitting on this angle, and this doesn't show because it's the end of the video, but it continues after this. I just sat in this barricade, and as they were running down this pathway, I just kept killing them along this pathway. So I was stopping their reinforced line from getting on point. So, as I was mentioning, this is why it's important to analyze gameplay, to look at your own gameplay, and also just to be adaptive, not to be static. PS is a game where you have to adapt to what's happening on the map, understand the game flow, see what's happening around you, and then react to it accordingly so you can make an impact on the game and on the objective. So I hope I was able to dispel some of the notions around flanking and lone wolfing, and showing why it's a really important aspect of PS, because not everybody can frontline, and if everybody frontlines, you'll never be able to take the point. So this is just the first of many videos that I plan to do in the analysis series, and if you liked it, please feel free to share, like, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.